Good afternoon. I'm here in Santa Rosa, California at the National Heirloom Expo. This here is essentially, I guess, what you would call the dealer's hall. Um, there's some amazing, innovative stuff here. And in the past, I'm not sure about now, they've had speakers from all over the world talking about sustainable gardening and things of the like. This is the program guide here. Lists some of the guests. And the people here are obviously just super knowledgeable about all of these things. And it really makes me want to learn more because I am profoundly ignorant about a lot of this. And it just, they make it look so easy. Just plant a few seeds and reap and harvest. Yeah, the speakers here. There are also children's areas. We ran into a gentleman that started an app, and I was immediately taken aback with just the innovation and the idea that he had was so obvious and already there. It's surprising nobody else had thought of it. So basically what it is it's a bartering app for people that, let's say you have a lemon tree. And of course, it produces a lot, so much, especially, being in California. So rather than throw them out and let them rot, you go on this app, you find somebody that's either A, looking for lemons, or you say, B, I've got all these lemons that I'd like to get rid of. And somebody else would say, well, hey, I've got carrots or something or whatever, and I'd like to trade with you. And it's not only limited to that. If you want somebody to do some yard work for you or something like that, it's just like this big bartering system. But essentially what it's about is not letting your plants overproduce, not letting anything go to waste, because so much goes to waste here. And the plants produce more than we could ever consume. So why let it go to waste? Brilliant idea. I interviewed the gentleman, and he was extremely passionate about that idea. And he had some great examples and things to show. Lots of makers here, herbologists. But this is incredible, just the spirit of the area. Because we're pretty much in the technology and agricultural center of America, possibly the world. And so much just goes to waste. And here you can find solutions for almost anything that has to do with gardening, and ways of being more sustainable and organic. By far, that app was the most impressive thing I've seen, but there's also a lot of people here that have drip irrigation systems and soil seeds, ancient seeds. A lot of stuff that you don't see in your local store. And we just harvested a bunch of tomatoes in our front yard. And just the difference between the store-bought and the stuff that we got from the little plant. It's incredible. It's about 5 shades darker. The tomatoes aren't hollow with just a bunch of seeds. There's a lot of meat inside. Hydroponics, it's another big thing around here. There's a seed area, one of many. And there's just so many different varieties of tomatoes, melons, lettuces. So much you could do. And then with that one gentleman I just spoke of, if I've got a little bit too much of something, I can always trade it out with someone else. For instance, with the tomatoes I just mentioned, we had a ton of tomatoes and didn't know what else to do with it, so we made a gigantic vat of marinara sauce. which is great. It'll last me quite a long time, but that's all I'm going to be eating for the next 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm fine with that too. I'm not going to let it go to waste. But let's say, maybe I could put some of those tomatoes aside and trade it with somebody else. Have something else to eat. Over here, there's a dahlia display. Some amazing, just beautiful flowers. There's so many colors. Aztec dahlias. Look at that. Beautiful. And there's a room, a separate hole where it's just all the heirloom vegetables and award-winning flowers and things like that. But I thought I'd just show this area first, if I do get the chance to show the other area. But we're so fortunate to be living where we do in California, because I hear horror stories about people live in the middle of America, and the produce they get is weak and nearly rotten if they get any. I think they call those food deserts. But wow, this is incredible, and I do want to learn so much more about how to grow and harvest. There is a book area also where you can read up and learn. Alright, I'm going to head to the other hall.